Hey guys, this is Mike with East Coast Lumen Outpost here with another video today, and this one is going to be Snap-on versus Matco. I have all of the latest Snap-on flashlights along with all of the latest Matco flashlights, and some of these flashlights have features that you can't really get anywhere else. And these are flashlights that you would get if you were working at a shop. It could be a mechanic shop, automotive repair, truck shop, aviation, any type of work like that. These are the flashlights that are gonna come in handy, and also these are the ones that are gonna be available on the tool trucks that come by the shop, and they do have some benefits. Definitely they are packed with features that are unique and geared toward that type of work. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go through all of the different Snap-on lights, and then I'm going to go through the Matco lights, and I'm going to tell you, what I like about each one, if there are any dislikes, and I'm going to let you know what I think are the best out of all of these. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm going to go ahead and get started over here on this Snap-on light. So all of these flashlights, they have names, but the names they're not named very creatively like some other brands. So like this one, for instance, is the Snap-on ECFLG032. But basically this is a really nice bendable head flashlight. It has a single mode at the top LED. It's about 500 lumens, but then it has a lantern function on the side right here, and it's a full 360 degree lantern. This is a real nice light if you want to stick it somewhere, point the light, angle it down, and let it do its thing. Let it light up what you're working on. It's just a really tight light also. So I'll go through the different features on this one. It has this top beam, extremely floody. This top beam is not adjustable, so it's just one mode. And it's pure flood. And then it has the lantern LED, and the lantern is extremely bright. It will light up a room. Now the lantern is adjustable. If you hold down the button, it goes up and down, and then you just release wherever you want it set. I'm going to give you a good look at this one. As you can see, there's no real mirror reflector on the inside, so it's a pure flood beam coming out of this. And I kind of like that working on a car. It has a real strong magnet on the side right here, pocket clip right here, power button, and then the USB-C recharge is on the bottom underneath of this flap. This is a light that if you're going to carry it in your pocket, it would be your pant pocket. This does not fit in a shirt pocket. And it's kind of a big boy. If you could take a look at it up next to this pen light, this is like a standard, maybe a little long pen light that would fit in a shirt pocket. You could see that this one's a chonker. But I really like it for its unique features. I do not use this one at work. I brought this one home for the collection. This one runs about $100. I definitely don't regret it, even though I don't use it at work. I just really like the light. It's built extremely well. All of these flashlights are built incredibly well. We're moving on to the next one. This is the Snap-on ECPNA021, and this is another dual beam light, but this one up next to a pen light you could tell it's just a little bit bigger. I actually love this light for work. This is an excellent light to either keep in your pant pocket or shirt pocket. And if anyone is looking for a recommendation for an awesome work flashlight, this is it. My two go-tos are this Snap-on light and then my Streamlight wedge. And a lot of it comes down to just the simplicity and ease of use. So, for instance, you have two buttons here. One for the top LED. Same deal with the first one. It's a pure flood beam. About 500 lumens. Definitely bright enough for working in a shop. And then the side LEDs are adjustable, just like the first one. And these are extremely bright. If I had to guess, probably 800 lumens on the side LED. And with this one, you hold the button and it goes from low to high and low again, and then you just release wherever you want it. Very powerful magnet on the side, on the shirt clip, and then also a powerful magnet on the bottom. And this one is rechargeable with a dock that it comes with. So this has a little USB dock, and when it's ready to charge, you just plop it in this dock and it will charge up. I would prefer if it was just USB-C. That way you don't have to worry about a proprietary dock to charge it. That is the only downside to this light, and it might not even be considered a downside to some people. But again, this is a tremendous flashlight. This is absolutely a go-to. I would highly recommend. The next one, I really like this light. I had my tool truck guy order this one for me. This one is the ECSPE 102. And this light has, they say it's active cooling. There's no fan, but what it does have on the inside is a vapor chamber. Kind of like how a CPU cooler or a graphics card would have like a vapor chamber that they would use to cool down the computer chip. This has a big fat vapor chamber on the back, and it uses it to keep this ridiculously bright flashlight cool. And this thing, it's rated at 1200 lumens, but compared to other flashlights of mine that are area work lights, I would say it's closer to 2000 lumens. I'll turn this thing on, and as you can see, it's ridiculous. So this one has a single button interface. Click once to turn it on. Hold the button down, and you can adjust the brightness, just like a lot of the other Snap-on lights. It also has an extremely powerful magnet on the bottom, and then an extremely powerful magnet on the side, and it has this hook. So the hook you could pop out and kind of position this thing on a hood or on the side of a car, wherever you could find a nice point to put it, or you could just sit it upright, and it's just a really awesome light. This one is USB-C rechargeable. It has a big fat battery, so it's gonna last a very long time. I have charged this light one time since I've had it. I've had it about 2 months. I've used it periodically, and it has not died on me yet. So this one's another really cool light. I really love it. This is my newest Snap-on flashlight. So I wasn't sure about this one before I bought it. When I was just looking at pictures of it, I wasn't very sure of it. This one's called the ECFLH062. And basically, as you could see, it looks pretty similar to this guy. Basically, it's a very ever so smaller version of that, but on a flashlight that is in this form factor. This has the bendy head, so you could use it as a real flashlight, and it also has a bendy base on it. So let me plop that down. So you could use this as a real, flashlight as intended, but also you can place this one strategically to point at your work area. It has an extremely powerful magnet on the side right here, and also this plate at the bottom is an extremely powerful magnet. Now, some flashlights have magnets on the bottom, where they will hold, but if you touch it, it will slide. For all of these Snap-on and Matco lights, the magnets on these are heavy-duty magnets that do not budge when you put them where you want them. This flashlight puts out, it's rated at 800 lumens, and again, I don't know if Snap-on is just playing it safe, but this thing is stupid bright also. Turn this thing on, and same deal, you can adjust the brightness by holding in the button, and then release where you want it. So right there is the highest setting, and this is a pure flood beam. Pure flood, very little throw, but it will illuminate a very large work area, and I kind of dig this light. It's growing on me. This one's also USB-C rechargeable underneath the flap right here, and it also has a very large battery. This one's going to last you a few days. The next couple Snap-on lights are just some pocket area lights. So this one here has been out for a little bit, probably a couple years. It's a USB-C rechargeable COB flashlight. So COB is when you have almost like a strip of LEDs, and it's a bunch of individual LED chips that kind of have one form-fit lens around them. COB stands on chip on board, and this is like a long COB cell right here. Really nice heavy-duty clip, really heavy-duty magnets on this one, and pretty bright for what it is. This one is rated for about 500 lumens, and just like the other Snap-ons, you hold the button and then release it where you want it. I used this one for a while, up until this one came out. So this is like the nicer, newer version of that. As you could see, the LED chip, the COB, is way bigger. It's about 3 to 4 times the size. Now, it's not 3 to 4 times the brightness, but it's about twice as bright as that other one. And same exact features, powerful magnet on the back, pocket clip, it's foldable, and I really love this light, USB-C rechargeable, and this thing is stupid bright. Really nice area light, really nice light to keep on a belt buckle or in a pocket. There are a lot of cheapo lights like this. There are ones that are just built out of real flimsy plastic. You could get them for $2 or $3, or you could get a coupon and get a free one at Harbor Freight. There are a ton of lights that look like this, but this is an extremely high quality, well built, heavy, awesome flashlight. if you want the best flashlight that is in this form factor like this, it is this Snap-on. Let me see if I could find the part number. It's the ECPRF052. This is one of my favorite work lights right here. And the last Snap-on light that I'm going to talk about, it's actually a Blue Point flashlight. Blue Point is a Snap-on brand, and typically Blue Point are less expensive versions of Snap-on tools. Now, they are still sold on the Snap-on tool truck, and a lot of times there will be specialty tools or just certain tools that are not offered in Snap-on brand, but they are offered in Blue Point. This pen light is one of those. You cannot get this in Snap-on brand. But this pen light, I've had this thing for probably 10 years. I probably bought this in 2012 maybe. And it has held up exceptionally well. This was my daily driver pen light for the longest time, for several years, way back when. And it literally still holds up to pen lights to this day. It has the tiniest little LED chip on the inside. You can barely see it. There is just a polished aluminum reflector, so it's not like a separate reflector in this bezel. The whole top piece is just milled out of one piece of aluminum, and it takes 3 AAA batteries. I use just rechargeable AAAs, so when they die, I can just pop them in a charger. And they still sell this flashlight. Now, you're not going to find this on the actual tool truck, but you will find it in their catalog. I don't know what the part number is. That's all I got for you. I'm pretty sure there's a company called Sunlight that makes this flashlight, and then it just gets branded Blue Point. But it has really stood the test of time. Again, I've had this for over 10 years, and it still holds up with pen lights to this day. One thing I like about this light, and that I really like about all of these Snap-on lights, is they just get down to business. There's not a million modes. There's not a million features. It just turns on and it turns off. You don't have to triple click to get to the highest setting. You don't have to do anything other than just push the button to turn it on and then push the button to turn it off. And that is what makes an excellent work light for a technician. I wish other flashlight companies took note of that. A single function, just on-off button that goes immediately to the highest setting sometimes is the best thing that you need when working on a car. And all of these Snap-on lights have literally that. And if there's anything other than that, it's a simple hold the button down to get it to the brightness you want, and then and then you're done, and then you just turn it on and off. All right, that wraps up the Snap-on lights. There are other Snap-on flashlights that are out there, but in my opinion, these are the best ones that a technician should look for. On to the Matco lights. I'm going to start with this one because all of the rest of the Matco lights kind of share a similar feature. They are in kind of the same category. But this one is just a little cheap pocket light that takes 3 AAAs, pocket clip, on, off. Actually, this one has a couple settings. It has a top light right here. You get about 500 lumens out the side and about 200 lumens out the top. And if this were rechargeable, I would actually really like this thing a lot more, but it's not rechargeable. Now, that's not to say that you can't put rechargeable batteries in here, but I kind of just liked how this one looked. I liked how it looked. I like how the Matco logo was incorporated in the LED right here. And it's a cool light. I actually bought this for my wife. Sometimes I'll do that, and then I'll just keep it in my case, and it's still hers, but I get to enjoy the flashlight. It makes me feel less bad for buying so many flashlights. The rest of these Matco lights have one of the coolest features that I've seen in a flashlight. They all share this charging base, and they are all wirelessly chargeable. They are also USB-C rechargeable, so if you don't have this, or if you're in a pinch, or if you bring a light home and need to charge it and this thing's at work, or vice versa, you can still plug each and every one of these in with a USB-C cable and recharge it. But if you have this at work, what I did was just mounted this on my tool cart on the lid when it's flipped open. This has extremely heavy-duty magnets on the back side so that you could put it on a toolbox or on a tool cart. So I mounted it on my tool cart, and then you have to buy these lights individually. Now, the other cool feature of this charging base is it has a phone charger. You can see right here where it says pull. You pull that little thing, and then this little door slides open, and you could slide your phone right down in there, and if your phone has wireless charging, it'll charge your phone up. I thought that's just an awesome feature. Real cool, real gadgety. It drew me towards this this whole package here. So to start off with, this first one is an underhood light. And this one has two different LEDs. It has a more focused central LED that puts out about 500 lumens, and then it has a COB LED ring that puts out about 800. And out of all of the flashlights that are like this, because if you go on Amazon or wherever and you look for a magnetic underhood light, you will see that there are dozens and hundreds and so many you can't even count flashlights that look like this, that are this concept. A small stubby light with zero neck that rotates in its little magnetic base. But this one is hands down, far and away, the absolute best out of all of those lights. This thing is heavy. It's made out of extremely heavy-duty plastic and aluminum. It's extremely bright. And it's the best light like this that you can get. It does have a magnet on the back here, so you can just plop it onto something, or it has the real strong magnets on the base. And the point of this is you put this on the hood of a car, and then you could aim this down to illuminate whatever you're working on. Same deal with all the Matco lights. This thing doesn't have a real frilly name. It's just called the PC Flood. So let me demonstrate how this charging base works. That's it. You just slap it on there, and it'll kind of go exactly where it needs to go, and then it starts charging the light. The next one, this is the Matco, Let me see if I could find the name of this one. Doesn't have it on it. But this is like the most flashlight out of all of these lights on the table here. This is actually my favorite light out of all the lights on the table here. It's just a regular old flashlight, but it still has that wireless charging, and it's the same deal. You just slide it on here and it will find its home and start charging. But this thing is built like an absolute tank, and it is stupid bright. And there are no weird, crazy features. It's literally turn it on, turn it off. It has momentary on, which I love for a technician, where you can just thumb the button and turn it on just for a little bit. And then you could actually switch settings on it with the side button here. So once it's on, you could turn it low, medium, high. And then just leave it wherever you want it. And if that's where you want it, you could turn it off and on that setting. This is such a good technician flashlight. If you need a bright, badass flashlight, I would not recommend Streamlight or anything like that. I would recommend this light along with this charging station. They sell just a single unit charging station for these also. Or you can literally just buy one of these lights. You don't need to wirelessly charge it. You can just charge it with a USB-C. Or, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm sure any wireless phone charger would work with these. The next one is the Matco PC Fold. And these foldable flashlights, there are kind of the same deal with that first one. There are dozens and dozens of these. So many of them. You can get these for anywhere from $5 up to over $100. Now, I never was a big fan of these style folding lights until I saw a video on a channel that I love. It's called the Torque Test channel, and they review all types of different shop tools. And they were reviewing foldable lights that were just like this. And every single one of them broke except for this Matco light. There was a Snap-on version that survived to the end of their testing, but it was completely bent up. But this Matco light literally got soaked in coolant. It got just spiked on the ground. They were throwing it on the ground from a ladder as hard as they could, over and over and over again, and they could not break this light. And that really impressed me. But also, this thing is just packed with features. So on this light, you got rated for 850 lumens on the main light. If you cycle through, so that's, let me start from the beginning. On, so 3 clicks. You get a very bright UV flashlight, which comes in handy for things like air conditioning, specifically. Looking for AC refrigerant leaks when you're using the ultraviolet dye, or any other leaks if you're putting dye into oil or coolant to look for leaks. A good UV light comes in handy, and this Matco flashlight comes with a really nice UV light. And then 4 clicks will get you this little mini light out the top of it, or kind of off the side. Now, I don't know why it needed this one. I think they only put this one on so that you can still light the light up when everything's folded up nice and neat. Has a really nice clip right here. I think it's made for like a pocket clip, but you could also hang this onto a tool cart or, you know, anything else that you could think of. Magnet on the side right here, and then has real powerful magnet on the bottom here. And to demonstrate this one, just slides right on the charger, starts charging. It's such an awesome system, this Matco system here, the wireless charging system. And then here's that flashlight style flashlight. And then the last one out of all of them, this one is another unnamed Matco light. But it's kind of the same deal. There are dozens of lights that look like this. But this one is purpose built for a shop. There's a difference, and there's a big difference. This thing is heavy. It's built out of heavy-duty plastics and aluminum. Extremely robust. All of the joints are so tight on all of these lights. And this thing is stupid bright. So you got about 1,000 lumens coming out the side. And then you have about 500 coming out the top. And the concept for this light, this thing's ridiculously bright. The concept for this light is, it's the same as this one. You can magnet this to wherever you like, anywhere that it'll fit, and then you could bend it kind of however you want so that you can illuminate what you're working on. Maybe this would be good like for a long term if you're doing like a timing belt or something. You could put it onto the firewall and aim it down. Or if you're under a car, maybe stick it on the unibody when you're doing like an exhaust job, pulling a transmission out. Or if you just wanted to hold it, it's a crazy bright area light. Really impressive. This one has the whole host of magnets. Magnet here on the back. Magnets right here. And then extremely powerful magnet on the bottom. And then this thing bends to the front, to the back. You can position it however you want. And then same deal. Goes onto the magnetic wireless charger, and then you could plop this wherever you want. This one, by the way, is rated at 1100 lumens. I'm gonna wrap things up. A lot of flashlight companies, a lot of cheapo companies, a lot of cheap Chinese flashlights are very similar to all of these. You could find lights like this, and like this one, and like this one, like this one. You can find lights like all of these, but these Snap-on lights and these Matco lights are the best of the best. They are built for work. They are built to last an extremely long time, and they just do their job, and they do it well. Each and every one of these lights, any movable parts are extremely nice and tight and fluid. Any magnets that are used are extremely powerful so they do not slip. The build quality on these lights is extremely impressive. And yeah, these are some of my favorite flashlights. As to which ones I like the most, it's so hard to say because I love all of them. My top dogs are probably going to be this Snap-on pocket light, this Snap-on rechargeable area light, And then my top dog is this Matco flashlight right here. If you can find this light, if you work on cars, get this Matco light and get one of these charging docks, and you will not regret it. This thing, even up against all the other, nice flashlight companies, this thing's a monster. Alright guys, thank you if you made it to the end. I know this was a long one. I hope you enjoyed this look into all of these specialty tool truck flashlights. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them down below. I do try to check and reply to every single one. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.